Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. In honor of this spooky Halloween month, we've got Karen Strassman with us. She's guest starring in the new Creep Show, starring David Arquette. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I can't talk too much about my episode because it hasn't aired yet.
Which is very La La Land.
The 24th of October. What I can say is that this whole thing has been produced by Greg Nicotero, who is the creator behind The Walking Dead. And it was directed, my episode, by John Harrison, who did the original Creep Show in the 80s. He was the assistant director on that. And the effects are just fantastic. And I got to work with David Arquette. And we were up many days until about 4 o'clock in the morning, covered in blood. It was one of those shows where, at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't want to leave because it's just so much fun, and the effects, and very, very kitsch. They call it moral horror. Because the people who you most want to suffer do. And I get to be one of those people, which is really fun. I grew up being a very good girl and wanting to please people. And at this point in my career, I get to play a lot of sort of dark, shadowy, evil people. And it's just, it's fun and freeing to not have to, push down your shadow and pretend you're, everything's good. But there's all those different parts.
So tell us a little bit about your journey to become an actress.
I just wanted to do it ever since I was a little girl. It was something I wanted to do. And I was in all my school plays and all of that. But I had a voice in my head saying that I wasn't good enough. People told me I wasn't pretty enough to be an actor. They told me I was too short. And so
Too short, that's something new.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I was told I was too tall.
I think there's always to something. And, I believed it.
Yeah.
I believed it. And so I didn't pursue it for a while until I went to France. And I studied there and I became a dialect coach there. And I was working with French actors, coaching them to act in English. And I'm also a dialect coach, so I coach people in many accents. And I was on set, and a French director said, "Oh, little Karen, we give her a role." So I started in French television.
Oh, wow.
And then I went to the French National Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, where the country actually pays their actors to go there.
Wow.
And I had my training in French.
Incredible.
And I came back
Meant to be.
Yeah, it just,
Isn't that funny?
It's funny, I wanted it so badly, and I didn't think it was possible, and it happened anyway. Because I just kind of followed, well, I want to do this, well, let me go to France, well, let me take this job, well,
It's very organic in a way, right?
Yeah. Which is lovely that even though I didn't think it would happen, that
Destiny.
Yeah.
You've lent your voice to so many incredibly iconic projects as well, including video games. Can you speak to us a little bit about using your voice and just the power of really tapping into your truth in that?
A lot of it is play. And I think a lot of it is being a kid again and just going, I'm a dwarf named Chromie on World of Warcraft. And
just to find that inner dwarf inside you, and then she turns into a dragon, and she's very, very evil.
but just to find that.
Wow.
And on demand, you can do it. That's incredible. Yeah.
And I play in the new iteration of Resident Evil. I play Annette Birkin, who is an evil scientist, and we got to do motion capture. And you're covered in this black suit, and you're covered with all these receptors. And then, kind of finding out she has a voice that's more similar to mine, but where does she come from? And also, how do you translate that, through your voice?
So when you're doing that, are you visioning being that person, or are you, what is your tool?
How do you dial into that character?
Yeah.
Is there anything that's worked?
I think in many ways for voiceover, you go there in the same way that you go for on camera. And you just imagine, but there's a lot more you have to imagine because you're not on set. So you have to imagine, that, you're talking to a monster, or you have to imagine, that you're in a countryside and you're about to enter a castle, or you have to imagine, I played 2 fighting characters on Mortal Kombat, Melina and Katana. And, you have to imagine that you're fighting and, Melina is much more like this. She's got a deeper, more evil voice. And, you know, I kind of find that inside.
Yeah, so
you know, it's a lot of play. It's like being a kid in your backyard with a big branch and imagining it's a sword and, you know.
I just
Fun.
so love and admire your imagination, Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it with us. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you and your next projects.
You all can follow me on any social media at my name. I'm very lucky to not have anybody else who has my name. So it's at Karen Strassman, www.karenstrassman.com, Facebook, Karen Strassman fan page.
So great.
Fantastic.
And tune into Creepy Show.
And Creep Show,
Yes.
the 24th of October.
Love it.
Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow on Good Morning La La Land.